Hi, everybody. It's Bill Simmons again, Pacific Coast Broadband Connect. It's the beginning of the month of May, and it's only fitting that we invite our monthly expert on civic entrepreneurship and technology innovation, Greg Hayward, to join us once again. Greg, today was the Coastal Trident ANTX final planning meeting, and I got there. It was already 2/3 of the way done. I'm sorry I was there late, but you might just give us the cliff notes. How did that meeting go? And I noticed there was like 68, 70 different participants who attended, well attended.
I think that this year's program is going to be the strongest ever. Thanks for having me on. The COVID and the pandemic have made it very hard for companies in the defense tech space to be able to get out and demo their products and interact with companies and the Navy and those kind of things. So this is a very unique opportunity that as we're coming out of the COVID restrictions, we should take well advantage of September 22nd and 23rd. There's also going to be some exercises that the companies are going to be allowed to use the assets of the Navy in different locations, as well as the Port of Hueneme. It's really spectacular. That'll occur in June, July, August timeframes, and then it will culminate with a reporting after that. So the value of participation for the outcomes and for the interaction of the companies and the audience that's going to be there is going to be really tremendous.
So for our audience, we have a final planning meeting, and then you have several months where exercises and experiments take place, and it all culminates in this one big event, September 22nd and 23rd. It'll be what they call a technology expo. And from a smart city standpoint, we're hoping to make a splash, I guess.
Absolutely. The caliber of companies, the projects that have been proposed, all are absolutely relevant and topical. And the idea is to produce solutions on site that you can emulate in your city, county, state application as necessary. So smart city is a very big term, of course. And if you break it down, there are base components like parking or traffic monitoring, wildfire detection, homeless camp movement activity, all sorts of different things that are of different nuance and urgency to different cities. So by inviting in everybody from the tri-counties to come and experience these things, talk to the developers, really try to build some rapport and some inroads to getting these solutions deployed, I think we're going to have a great chance of making a real big impact there. And then the carry forward will be tremendous.
Greg, I've been watching my email, and you actually have somehow or another secured a light pole. What are you going to do with that?
Get out.
What are you going to do with
I
that?
know a guy who knows a guy. Well, Siemens has been fantastic, and the city of Moore Park hooked us up with them. The original thought was to develop a solar panel solution so that if there is the power outages that they experienced during the wildfires, your local neighborhoods and parks wouldn't go dark. And so from that, we thought, well, this is great. What else can we do? Because we're over ambitious that way. So we're going to have an indoor project and an outdoor project, and they will have separate goals and separate demonstrations going on. So we're really looking forward to that.
Well, it's just so fundamental as a stepping stone for your smart city. And when you talk about cameras, you talk about wireless capabilities, you talk about sensors for different kinds of, whether it's acoustic sensors or some kind of chemical sensors. I mean, light poles are the natural platform for a lot of this location, and they're fundamental to every part of a community. So I can't thank you enough for your innovation and your entrepreneurship and your forward thinking to just try to get such an asset and build such a place where we can have, it's a sandbox, for lack of a better word, and experiment, if you will.
It's a team game, and we pull better when we pull together for sure. And we're very fortunate that a partner like Moore Park, the city of Moore Park, who owns their streetlight assets, but lets the Siemens Corporation manage them, maintain them, and all those kind of things. So if we can demonstrate to both Siemens and Moore Park the capabilities, the rollout and the opportunities for the participating companies becomes exponential.
I think what's also very important in terms of sharing this information and the invitation that we're talking about is people can join companies at any point in time. I mean, it's one thing to engage at this moment because then you can have experiments and demonstrations. But even if you show up and just want to see the lay of the land when the big day comes, that's okay too, I guess.
Amazon, Google, all these kind of places started in these little warehouse opportunities, and look where we are.
Yeah.
We're inviting companies in that really have so much upside potential. And if any of them hit because of this, the reciprocity opportunity is going to be great.
Well, I appreciate you being a big thinker. And speaking of which, I know you also wanted to talk a little bit about blockchain and cryptocurrency and what that means for the smart city. Where were you want to go with that?
Well, there's a company named Devio that is being backed by some pretty heavy hitters who has the ambition of replacing Bitcoin in a healthier format. And all the ancillary things that go on with that, saving the environment, reducing gas consumption, on and on, um, is really a model that I found very appealing. And the verticals that it can serve range from the nonprofit to the for-profit and everything in between. So this is a very early opportunity to get in on something that is going to be massive. So just take the time to evaluate it. The website is devv.io, so you can check it out.
It's very interesting. It's an interesting space to play. I remember when this is my age, PayPal was coming of age, and you talk about a disruption and a change in terms of how we do what we do. We're really on the verge of that kind of shift once again from a currency standpoint. It's those kinds of companies that are going to considerably change how we do what we do, and be really part of the new infrastructure of the new economy.
Well, the stigma has always been that automation would cost us jobs and cost us freedoms and all kinds of things like this. It really is absolutely the inverse. The opportunities for efficiencies and a better quality of life and equality across the board are going to be facilitated by these kind of actions. So it's impactful.
Well, and that's why we're trying to find people like you that are going to be our visionaries and civic leaders of the future. So thank you so much for being here with us once again on Pacific Coast Broadband Connect. And we'll look forward to talking to you once again next month. And to our audience, thank you for joining us. And we'll appreciate your support. And we'll look forward to talking to you next time.